morning, everyone. All right. Welcome to our New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, May 21st, 2025 meeting. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Madam Secretary, the public notice, please.
Good morning. After public notice has been given pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act, notice has been posted at the board's office and website and emailed to the Department of State and to newspapers and board circulation within the state.
Thank you. And when can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Crystal DeLu.
Here.
Commissioner Abdul.
Here.
Commissioner Bain.
Here.
And President Bosco.
Here. And when's our next meeting?
The next regular board meeting will be held on Wednesday, June 18, 2025. It will be a hybrid meeting in person at the board hearing room at 44 South Clinton Avenue, Trenton, and live stream via YouTube.
Thank you. And there will be an executive session today. Before we go into executive session, just a few opening remarks from me. So I think most, if not everyone, has seen the governor's statement on cost mitigation and affordability. We, of course, at the BPU are always putting affordability at the top of our list of priorities, and we will continue to do that, working under the governor's leadership and with his support. We are going to do everything we can to mitigate the cost increases that are coming in June. Of course, it is, we are reviewing our own clean energy fund and all other available resources to help to offset some of these increases. And we will continue to do that while also promoting the programs that we have that help to save customers money. We have a tremendous amount of clean energy programs that help to reduce costs for customers, and we will continue to promote those programs and do everything we can to help our customers lower bills in New Jersey. I know sometimes it feels like every agenda we are doing rate increases. We actually do have some rate decreases on today's agenda, but also there are times that rates do sunset in this situation with ZECs. The nuclear ZEC charge will be falling off on June 1st. The ZEC program was developed to help support our existing nuclear fleet. This administration has consistently shown support for nuclear as part of our clean energy portfolio and to help to get to our goals, but that charge does fall off customer bills on June 1st. Just want to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day with your loved ones. Hopefully you can spend time with your loved ones in honor of Memorial Day this coming weekend. And as we get to do sometimes, we get to welcome a new staff member. So it's always exciting when we can welcome new staff members. We are often trying to grow the BPU. We are a small but mighty agency, which you will hear me say all the time. I'm really excited to introduce our new press secretary in communications, Alonza Robertson. If you could just stand, and that way everyone knows who you are. Welcome to the BPU family, as we say. It's really exciting to have you here, and it's always exciting to bring new staff members on. I want to show my gratitude and appreciation for all the staff here who work so hard every day, both in front of the scenes and behind the scenes, so thank you very much for everything you do. Opening remarks from my colleagues.
If I can just add, not only is the governor's office, the BPU, and everyone on staff and in New Jersey working tirelessly to make sure that we can mitigate these cost increases, but in the past week I've had intensive talks with FERC commissioners, all four of them, and with PJM, and everyone at the regional and national levels are committed to making sure that we improve things for the ratepayers, that we can guarantee reliability, and that we can bring rates down so people can afford them without having to encroach on other expenses. So we are very aware, both at the statewide level, but also regional and national levels, and I'm happy to report that New Jersey certainly has a very loud voice at those tables, and we are talking and campaigning vigorously on behalf of the ratepayers every single day. And as a reminder also, for Memorial Day. We hope we get great weather like we've had a couple of days ago, but most importantly, an opportunity for us to remember those who sacrificed to get us to where we are. And the trials and tribulations we face now are all part of something that future generations will thank us for. It won't be easy, but we will get through it together. Rates will come down, and we will be able to move forward as one collective state. So I want to thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. We have executive session. We will be discussing items 1A, 8A, and 8C. Should take about 15 minutes. Can the Attorney General's office, will the Attorney General's office please give us the justification for executive session?
Good morning, President, Commissioners. Agenda items 1A, 8A, and 8C fall within the contract negotiation and attorney-client privilege exception to the Open Public Meetings Act, which can be found in New Jersey Statute 10:4-12B7. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back. In case it's not obvious already. And we are going to start with the consent agenda. Before you do that, I think we are having some buffering issues maybe on the live stream. Just, this will be recorded, so we're gonna proceed as we normally would. Okay, let's do the consent agenda, Madam Secretary.
On consent agenda items 1A, 1B, 3A, 4A, and 4B.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Christopher,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Dange,
Yes.
and President Goldstein.
Yes. Okay, into our regular agenda with Alice, 1A. This was in executive session.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before you today is the matter involving the selection of the auditor to conduct an audit of Atlantic City Electric's and Exelon's compliance with ADECA and the board's affiliate and fair competition standards, review of services, transactions, and allocations of costs between Atlantic City Electric, Petco Holdings LLC, Exelon Inc., and any affiliates and competitive services of Atlantic City Electric, and perform a comprehensive management audit of the company, including a review of the various functions and operations of the company. Staff recommends that the board approve staff's recommendation consistent with the discussion in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christopher,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Dange,
Yes.
and President Goldstein.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to 2A15. Hello, Dean.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioner.
Morning.
Morning.
On March 25th, 2025, Mr. Larry S. Lightman filed a petition with the board seeking rulemaking to add new rules to an unspecified subchapter of Title 14 of the New Jersey Administrative Code to address public safety and traffic concerns, issues, during public utility construction projects. On May 5th, 2025, a notice of receipt of the petition was published in the New Jersey Register. Following a review of the petition, staff believes that the requested rules are undue and overly burdensome, as the responsibility for the appropriate traffic management measures and construction practices lie with the entities responsible for the areas under construction, such as the municipality in the case of local streets and sidewalks, the county for local roads, and the New Jersey Department of Transportation for state roads and highways. In addition, the proposed rules concern the placement, specification, and maintenance of highway and traffic signs and markings, which are the purview of New Jersey Department of Transportation Commissioner. For these reasons, staff recommends that the board deny the petition for rulemaking.
So moved.
Second.
It's somewhat unusual for us to get petitions from individual members of the public, but we do encourage all members of the public to engage with the board. So as we would thoroughly review any other petition, we have thoroughly reviewed the petition from this member of the public. But we do encourage that kind of engagement with our residents and of course, the industry as well. Thanks. Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Baloo,
Yes?
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Lucidoli.
Yes. Thanks, Dean. Stacy.
Morning, President.
B.
Morning.
On February 12th, 2025, the board certified the results of the basic generation service auctions. The board also directed the EDCs to execute the necessary documents with the winning bidders, including supply master agreements, implement the rates resulting from the auctions beginning June 1, 2025, and file revised tariff sheets reflecting the BGS rates resulting from the auctions no later than April 1st. The EDCs have filed revised tariffs to become effective on June 1st, which were reviewed by staff. Staff recommends the board approve the tariff filings and notify interested parties through a secretary's letter. As part of the secretary's letter, the EDCs will be asked to post the approved tariffs on their respective websites.
So moved?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Baloo,
Yes?
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Lucidoli.
Yes. Thank you. 2C.
In accordance with the contract between Bates White and the board, Bates White submitted a final public and redacted report regarding its review and oversight of the New Jersey Electric Distribution Company's BGS auction process for the supply period beginning June 1st, 2025. Staff has reviewed the report and found it to be complete. Staff recommends that the final report be accepted for filing by the board and that the redacted version be made available to the public via the board's website. Staff also recommends that the board direct the Division of Treasury to provide final payment to Bates White for its work on the auction, as all contract obligations have been fulfilled.
So moved?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Baloo,
Yes?
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Lucidoli.
Yes. 2D. Stacy.
On July 19th of 2024, Atlantic City Electric filed a petition seeking authority to adjust the level of its rider regional greenhouse gas initiative recovery charge associated with ACE's solar and energy efficiency programs. As part of the petition, ACE proposed to maintain the administrative fee associated with its SREC 2 program for calendar year 2025 at $17.07. Following review, the parties have executed a stipulation resolving the matter. Based upon the stipulation, an average residential customer would experience a monthly increase of 91 cents. Staff recommends the board issue an order adopting the stipulation and directing ACE to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Baloo,
Yes?
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Lucidoli.
Yes. 2E.
On July 31st of 2024, Atlantic City Electric filed a petition seeking approval to adjust its conservation incentive program rates to account for potential lost sales revenues stemming from the company's energy efficiency programs. ACE updated the petition throughout the course of the proceeding. Following a complete review by the parties executed a stipulation resolving the matter. Based on the stipulation, the monthly impact for a typical residential customer is an increase of $2.98. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing ACE to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved?
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Baloo,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Lucidoli.
Yes. 2F.
On January 30th of 2025, Atlantic City Electric filed a petition seeking approval of changes in its non-utility generation charge and the clean energy program and uncollectible accounts components of its societal benefits charge. Based upon updated information, the net impact of adjusting these components would result in an overall annual rate decrease of approximately $48.87 million. Following an initial review of the updated information and the petition, the parties executed a stipulation for provisional rates, recommending that the proposed rates be implemented on a provisional basis subject to refund while the parties continue to review the matter. Based upon the provisional stipulation, the monthly impact on a residential customer is a decrease of $3.75. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the provisional stipulation and directing ACE to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldstein?
Yes, sorry. 2G.
On May 31st of 2024, New Jersey Natural Gas Company filed its annual petition regarding its periodic basic gas supply service rate, its balancing charge rate, and conservation incentive program rates. By order dated September 25th, 2024, the board approved a stipulation for provisional rates executed by the parties. The parties have now completed their review and executed a stipulation to finalize the rates approved in September 2024. The stipulation was subsequently approved by ALJ Gerstmann. Staff recommends that the board issue an order adopting the initial decision and stipulation and directing New Jersey Natural to file revised tariffs by June 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldstein?
Yes. 2H.
On May 31st, 2024, PSE&G filed a petition seeking approval of adjustments to the company's gas conservation incentive program and associated rates to account for potential lost sales revenues stemming from the company's energy efficiency programs. By order dated September 25th of 2024, the board approved a provisional stipulation which was expected to reduce a typical residential customer's annual bill by 52 cents. The parties have now completed their review and executed a stipulation resolving the matter, which would result in no further impact to customer bills. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing PS to file revised tariffs by June 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldstein?
Yes. 2I.
On February 3rd, 2025, PSE&G filed a petition seeking approval of adjustments to the company's electric conservation incentive program customer class rates to account for potential lost sales revenues stemming from the company's energy efficiency programs. Following an initial review, the parties have executed a provisional stipulation recommending that the company be authorized to implement its proposed ESIP rates on a provisional basis subject to refund. The company's proposed rates would result in a typical residential customer seeing a decrease in their average monthly bill of 99 cents. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the provisional stipulation and directing PS to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldstein?
Yes. 2J.
On June 28th of 2024, PS filed a petition seeking approval to modify its electric and gas green programs recovery charge component rates, which the company updated throughout the course of the proceeding. Following a complete review of the matter, the parties have executed a stipulation. As a result of the stipulation, an average residential electric customer will see an increase in their average monthly bill of 81 cents, and a typical residential gas customer will see an increase in their average monthly bill of 75 cents. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing PS to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldstein?
Yes. 2K.
On February 1st of 2024, Rockland Electric Company filed a petition requesting a review of and approval to reconcile costs and revenues for its regional greenhouse gas initiative surcharge, which the company subsequently amended. On April 1st, RICO filed a separate petition requesting approval to reconcile costs and revenues for several components of its societal benefits charge. On July 31st, Rockland filed a petition seeking approval of adjustments to the company's conservation incentive program customer class rates to account for lost sales revenues resulting from the potential decrease in customer usage. Following a complete review of the 3 petitions, the parties executed 3 separate stipulations resolving the matters. Based upon the 3 stipulations, the cumulative impact on a typical residential customer is an increase of $3.06 in their annualized monthly bill. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulations and directing Rockland to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Gosadova.
Yes.
Still with us, I see.
I'm going to say.
Go ahead.
For item 5A, October 28th of 2024, Veolia Water New Jersey Incorporated filed a petition seeking approval of its proposed cost recovery mechanism related to the replacement of customer and property owner side lead service lines. Following a review of the petition, the parties executed a stipulation resolving this matter. As a result of the stipulation, the initial impact is an increase of $2.39 per month for a typical residential customer. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing Veolia to file revised tariffs by June 1st.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Gosadova.
Yes.
5B? Oh, no, thanks, Dean, sorry.
Do you want me to?
No, please, I think we need a break. Do you need some water? Sorry. She's so efficient.
cold in here. We're trying to get through this.
My apologies.
No, Dean, not at all. Please, 5B.
On July 11th, 2024, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition with the board seeking the authority to exercise the power of eminent domain in order to continue to access a water tank and associated appurtenances on a landlocked property designated Block 163, Lot 6.01. On August 14th, 2024, this matter was transmitted to the Office of Administrative Law as a contested case and was subsequently assigned to ALJ Michael Stenzio. On March 25th, 2025, New Jersey American Water and the property owners entered into an agreement to settle this matter. Pursuant to the terms of the agreement, New Jersey American Water will purchase from the property owners a permanent easement to access the water tank. On March 26, 2025, ALJ Stenzione issued an initial decision in this matter approving the agreement and determining that it was voluntary, consistent with the law, and fully dispositive of all issues in controversy between American Water and the property owners. Staff recommends that the board approve the initial decision and further recommends that the board defer consideration of the reasonableness and recoverability of the costs of the agreement for determination in a future base rate case.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Gosadova.
Yes, thanks, Dean. Moving to 7. Rich.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. On November 25th, 2024, New Jersey American Water filed a petition seeking approval to close its office located at 1709 Union Avenue in the Township of Hazlet. New Jersey American Water requested to close the Union Avenue office and to remove the customer payment drop box. The company stated transactions at the Union Avenue office have been limited to collection of payments via a drop box located outside the building, and there has been a steady decline in the use by customers. The company stated that closing the Union Avenue office will not adversely impact customers. By a letter dated February 12, 2025, Rate Counsel indicated that it did not object to the approval of the petition, but recommended that the board require the company to continue allowing customers to make payments at alternative locations without additional fees. By a letter dated February 21, 2025, the company indicated that it would be amendable to keep the office open until alternative payment locations become available within Hazlet. The company stated that multiple locations not requiring an additional fee will be available within Hazlet by the end of the third quarter 2025. Staff recommends the board approve the petition with the condition that the company keep the location open until alternative payment locations not requiring additional fees are available in Hazlet.
You so moved?
Second. Questions or comments?
Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Balloon?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Will Sedova?
Yes. Thanks, Rich. Moving to 8. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. This matter involves the award of a contract for services related to the developing and administering the Garden State Energy Storage Program, GSEP, formerly proposed as the New Jersey Energy Storage Incentive Program, or NGSIP. The GSEP will build a critical foundation for a long-term energy storage effort that will be necessary to achieve the state's storage and clean energy goals. On January 15, 2025, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities authorized the release of a request for quotation, or RFQ, to hire a contractor to assist with the development of the distributed segment, which is Phase 2, and the transmission performance incentive segment, which is Phase 3 of the GSEP, as well as administering the program. On March 28, 2025, proposals were received from 3 firms in response to the RFQ. Board staff reviewed and scored each proposal. Staff recommends the board award the contract to selected vendor as discussed in the executive session.
So moved?
Second. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Balloon?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul? Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Will Sedova?
Yes, thank you. I know everyone will be eagerly awaiting the opening of the now GSEP, new acronym to add to our list of acronyms. Thank you, Stella. 8B, Dr. Morgan.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. This agenda concerns 3 petitions for waivers of the rules of the administratively determined ADI program. The ADI program opened to new registrations on August 28, 2021, following the closure of the Transition Incentive TI program, and it is open to net metered residential facilities, net metered non-residential facilities of 5 megawatts or less, and community solar facilities. In order to provide tailored incentives for projects of different types and sizes, the ADI program includes restrictions on co-location of multiple facilities sited on the same property or on contiguous properties. AB Newark Fund for Operating LLC filed a petition on December 29, 2023 regarding 2 projects at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery in Newark. NJ Terminal Solar LLC filed a petition on May 31, 2024 regarding 6 projects at the Port Newark Container Terminal in Newark. Tuckahoe Road Solar Project LLC and Clayton Road Solar Project 2020 LLC filed a petition on April 1st, 2025 regarding 4 projects at the Williamstown Middle School and Williamstown High School in Monroe Township. Each petitioner requested a waiver of the board's rule at NJAC 14:8-11.4F, which prohibits co-location of net metered projects totaling more than 5 megawatts in the ADI program. Each petitioner's projects had been registered in the TI program prior to seeking to register in the ADI program. The TI program did not have any capacity or co-location restrictions. Staff recommends the board grant the waivers because the petitioner's individual circumstances each showed good cause for a smooth transition to the ADI program.
So moved?
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Balloon?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Will Sedova?
Yes, thank you. 8C, Sonia.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. As discussed in executive session, this order would reinstate a previous memorandum of understanding between the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and the board for their fiscal year 2022 EV Tourism Grant Award, which was entered into agreement on November 14th, 2023 for the installation of 2 electric vehicle charging stations at Liberty State Park. The new MOU will reinstate the terms of the previous MOU for 1 year to provide sufficient time to complete the installation project at the site. Staff recommends the board approve and execute this MOU for the disbursement of BPU funds to DEP for the purpose of the EV Tourism Incentive Program, consistent with the BPU's requirements set forth in the MOU on behalf of the BPU.
So moved.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Blue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Gosadovi.
Yes.
Thank you. 8D, which is 2 votes, so I am told. Dr. Stewart.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. This matter involves the approval of a Notice of Adoption, NOA, and a Notice of Proposed Substantial Changes Upon Adoption, NOPSCUA, pertaining to New Jersey Administrative Code, Title 14, Chapter 8, Subchapter 4, Section 2, and Subchapter 5, Section 1 through Section 13. On April 30th, 2024, the Board approved a Notice of Proposal that put forward proposed amendments to these subchapters to remove stakeholder-identified barriers to the timely interconnection of distributed energy resources, or DERs. This notice was subsequently published in the New Jersey Register on June 2nd, 2024. The Board received 15 sets of comments from the stakeholder community that provided detailed feedback on the Board's proposal. After considering these comments at length, staff now believes the Board should adopt much of the original proposal with non-substantial changes via approving a Notice of Adoption. On the basis of stakeholder feedback, however, staff also believes several substantial changes to the original proposal are warranted, which the Board should propose to adopt via approving a Notice of Proposed Substantial Changes upon adoption. The NOA adopts requirements that all distributed energy resources requesting interconnection to an EDC's electrical power system to be compliant with the IEEE 1547-2018 standard, enforcing additional timelines for both EDCs and customer generator applicants, increasing the quantity, quality, and usability of information provided on EDC's public-facing hosting capacity maps and frequency with which they are updated, and requiring all new DER projects above a certain size to complete a pre-application verification and evaluation, or PAVE, process before officially applying to interconnect. The NOPSCUA proposes amendments to detail acceptable export control methods and technologies for DERs, outline core functional requirements for EDC software platforms for smoother interconnection application experiences and appropriate cost recovery mechanisms for the implementation of the software platforms, allocate the cost of these EDC software platforms to interconnection customers, and instill timelines for applicants to reduce queue friction. Staff recommends that the Board approve the Notice of Adoption and Notice of Proposed Substantial Changes upon adoption for publication in the New Jersey Register.
So moved.
Second?
Questions or comments? Roll call, please, on 1.
Roll call on the first vote. On the motion to approve staff's recommendation to approve the Notice of Adoption with non-substantial changes for publication in the New Jersey Register. Commissioner Crystal Blue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Gosadovi.
Yes.
On the second vote, on the motion to approve staff's recommendation to approve the Notice of Proposed Substantial Changes upon adoption for publication in the New Jersey Register. Commissioner Crystal Blue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
and President Gosadovi.
Yes. Thank you. 8E.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. Pursuant to legislation and the Board's rules, the Board must certify on an annual basis that the Class 1 renewable energy requirement cost cap established by Section 38 of Public Law 1999, Chapter 23, and subsequently amended, has not been exceeded, and that it is not foreseen to be exceeded, so that future Class 1, particularly solar incentive commitments, are permitted. The board must also set the solar megawatt block allocations for the administratively determined incentive program for energy year 26. Based on staff's calculations, the cost cap was not exceeded in energy year 24 and is not forecasted to be at risk of being exceeded in energy year 25 or 26. Accordingly, the cost cap does not currently serve as a constraint on setting megawatt allocations for future eligibility for the ADI program, or on procurement of Class 1 RECs to ensure compliance with the Energy Year 26 Class 1 Renewable Portfolio Standard. In light of these calculations, staff recommends that the board certify that the cost cap was not exceeded in the past energy years and is not forecasted to be exceeded in Energy Year 25 or 26. In addition, staff makes the following recommendations for setting capacity allocations for the Energy Year 26 ADI program megawatt blocks and the ADI program incentive levels. First, for the net metered residential market segment, staff recommends that the capacity allocation take into account the project completion rate in the ADI program, as well as the increased residential registration activity in Energy Year 25 as compared to Energy Year 24. Accounting for this, staff recommends the megawatt block capacity for the net metered residential segment be 250 megawatts. Second, for the net metered non-residential megawatt block, staff recommends the capacity be set at 150 megawatts, given the lower rate of capacity registrations. When accounting for historical completion rates, the residential and commercial segments taken together would conform to the statutory requirements of the Solar Act of 2021. Third, staff recommends setting the megawatt block capacity for the remote net metering market segment at 50 megawatts as required by statute. Fourth, for the community solar segment, staff recommends that the board roll over any unused capacity from Energy Year 25 to Energy Year 26. Staff also recommends that the board revisit new block allocations for community solar later in the year. Fifth, staff recommends that the board maintain the incentive values for the ADI program at their current value until after completion of the triennial review. And finally, given the lower than anticipated rate of new projects coming online in the PJM region, staff recommends that the board waive its rules to increase the RPS requirement to 38% in Energy Year 26, and instead keep the RPS at the Energy Year 25 level of 35%. Staff further recommends that the board direct staff to conduct a rulemaking proceeding to review the RPS requirements for Energy Year 27 through Energy Year 31.
So moved.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Cristo DeLu,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul, Commissioner Page,
Yes.
and President Gossadovy.
Yes. Thanks, Lee. 8F. Dustin.
Morning, Madam President and Commissioners. Equistar Chemicals LP submitted an application under the Combined Heat and Power and Fuel Cell Program requesting board approval of a financial incentive of $1.5 million for the installation of a combined heat and power, or CHP, system at its facility in Edison, New Jersey. This proposed project has an estimated total cost of $8,623,000. The applicant anticipates receiving a federal tax credit of approximately $3,449,200, which would further reduce the project cost. If approved, this application would cover the installation of a 1,000 kilowatt combined heat and power system, which has an overall system efficiency of 66.8%. Annually, this project is anticipated to produce 8,584,800 kilowatt hours of electricity and 115,823 MMBTU of recovered heat. Staff recommends approval of the application for the total estimated incentive amount.
So moved.
Questions or comments?
If I could, I'd just like to add, Dustin, I've thanked you privately and I want to commend you publicly for really taking such a personal interest in this application and in the process. You've done a fantastic job and your colleagues have worked with a level of detail that is going to absolutely bring a level of scrutiny to this kind of process and will help achieve New Jersey's climate goals thanks to your hard work. So I want to thank you again, and the people you work with, you did a fantastic job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Dustin. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul? Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldsadova?
Yes. Thank you. 8G. Alexis.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners.
Good morning.
By order dated July 10th, 2019, to effectively evaluate the energy efficiency programs, the Board approved the protocols to measure resource savings for fiscal year 2020 to be developed and revised to reflect up-to-date energy savings calculations. By order dated October 12th, 2022, the Board approved staff's recommendation to rename the protocols to measure resource savings to the Technical Reference Manual, henceforth referred to as the TRM. The Board approved staff's recommendation for the Evaluation, Measurement, and Verification Working Group and the TRM Committee to conduct a comprehensive update of the TRM, including input and feedback through a public stakeholder process for the Board's consideration ahead of the commencement of the Triennium 2 energy efficiency programs. By order dated December 18th, 2024, the Board approved staff recommendation to replace the 3-year update cycle of the TRM with an annual update cycle. By order dated March 19th, 2024, the Board approved staff's recommendation to approve the PY4 TRM. What is before you today is the PY5 TRM, which has been developed with the input from the EMV Working Group and the TRM Committee. Staff recommends that the Board approve the PY5 TRM changes for application to EE program savings calculation for the duration of PY5 of Triennium 2.
So moved.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldsadova?
Yes.
Thank you. 8H. Samantha.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. Item 8H addresses a jointly filed petition by Berkeley Equal Solar 1 LLC and Berkeley Equal Solar 2 LLC, collectively the petitioner, for the 10 megawatt co-located community solar project it was awarded in year 2 of the community solar pilot program. The petition seeks to modify the commitments made in the original applications of each project with respect to subscriber enrollment areas. Both Berkeley Equal Solar projects were awarded with the condition that subscriber enrollment would be limited to the municipality and adjacent municipalities of Berkeley Township. The petitioner seeks to enroll subscribers from the entire Jersey Central Power and Light Service territory, which the projects are interconnected to. Staff believes that the Berkeley Eagle Solar projects have demonstrated significant efforts to enroll customers within its improved enrollment area of same municipality and adjacent municipalities. Staff also notes that the projects would still be conditionally approved in pilot year 2 if it had originally applied with no geographic limitation. Therefore, staff recommends that the Board grant the petitioner the relief it requested. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Baines?
Yes.
And President Goldsadova?
Yes. Thank you, Samantha. So that concludes our formal agenda. Just want to reiterate that we are still evaluating all possible options when it comes to mitigating the rate increases associated with generation costs that are going to be in effect in June. Just because it is not, generation costs are not the authority of the BPU doesn't mean that we don't have a responsibility to help serve our customers and support them, since they are going to be experiencing these increases. So you have my commitment. I know the commitment from the governor. I think I can speak for my colleagues that we are going to do everything we can to help support customers as rates go up. What I would ask is, from our partners in the legislature and our local elected officials, we do, as I mentioned, have a very significant number of programs like community solar that can help reduce bill impacts for customers. So I would encourage everyone to help to promote those programs, to make sure that any customer that wants to take advantage of a program that reduces their bill has the opportunity and is aware that the programs exist. And we will continue to do our part to make sure that customers are aware as well. So thank you. Any closing remarks? Okay, if I could have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.